the cup in 2007, but we won the cup with Vivint in 2008. Corey was on that team, Adam was on that team. I don't know if I told you guys this story before, but I was at school, and they had a Subway on campus, and I was in line waiting to get my sandwich there on campus, and I'm wearing my Vivint hat, and this guy behind me is like, "Hey dude, you work for Vivint?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, I do sales," and obviously at that time I'm like, "Okay, here's an opportunity." I think he ended up offering to buy a sub if he wanted to chat for a minute. We ended up sitting down and chatting, and then that guy's leaving another company selling satellite. He's like, "I got a buddy that I think that you should meet." I'm like, "All right, let's go to dinner." So we went to Outback Steakhouse. That guy I met in Subway was Corey Torgerson, and the guy that he brought to Outback with him was Adam Nelson. So that recruiting tree right there happened because of a conversation that happened in line at Subway. There's a recruiting story that's kind of cool. It ended up being, 17,000 accounts. But I've worked with Corey. He's been one of my favorite guys. He was a great manager for us, then went and did Vivint Solar. And what he did for our program last year was astronomical, and it is only going to get better. Corey is a perfectionist. And he sees the flaws, he sees the holes, he knows what needs to be fixed, what needs to be improved on. So I'm really excited to have him talk. But before we do, we're going to watch this video. Let's go ahead and cue it.
As you go walking with someone, something interesting happens, and you either match their pace or they match yours. Who are you around? Who do you involve yourself with? What are you involved in? Who do you surround yourself with? Whose pace are you matching? I felt like I had so much potential and I had no idea how to embrace it, whether I was too afraid to or I didn't know how, whatever it was. A lot of recruiting meetings too will talk about, well, I don't have any sales experience, I don't have this or that, and this is literally the first job I ever did. I probably thought in the moment I signed Vivint because they're the best. When I look back on it now, it actually wasn't that. That was a byproduct of the reason that is actually the reason I signed up Vivint as well. And it was because of the people. The thing about Vivint was every leader I met that was going to play a role in my success here, I felt like from the start had a genuine interest in my success here and honestly believed in me more than I even believed in myself at the time. Because early on, every conversation about growing at Vivint started from that, not from me. The people that I work with are 100% people that will be in my life for the remainder of my life. I am the happiest I've ever been. I'm at the best spot in life I've ever been. All these things, I'm more confident. I feel better in life than I've ever felt. All those people that work with me right now are who helped me get there. They're a part of it now. They're a part of me now. Like they're key influences in my life, in and outside of Vivint. Vivint's just, obviously the thing that brought us together and got us along this path. These people are people I don't want to not be around. The highest caliber people I know, so successful, and for some reason invested in me. Why would I leave that? Like, why would I walk away from that? And for what?
Hey guys, so stoked to be here with you. I know you want to hear Cade. Cade's coming up later. For now, you gotta bear with me for a little bit. But I want to give a huge shout out to Cade, because not only did he dominate in smart home, but he also dominated in solar. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this year, no one in this room has made more money in solar than Cade. Think about the guys that were also in his downline, that were pumping out solar in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Beaumont. Is Beaumont one of your offices? Yep. All stuff that Cade was supporting and getting behind us on solar. So I'm super grateful that I got to work with Cade. Tough following that video. You guys get to hear from him later. But for now, all you got is me. But I got some good stuff I want to share with you guys. Before I do that, got to go back just a little bit. I I like to push Adam Nelson's buttons just a little bit. Is Adam still in here? Or did he sneak out? He's probably out recruiting right now. He's probably making a top 1%er video, if I had to guess. I was hoping to get a video of me so I could make it onto top 1%er, because then I could actually be famous, but I'm not there yet. So I like to tell people that I recruited Adam, because I'm the one that brought him to Outback. But that's not actually true. Adam and I were best buddies. We were college roommates. So we came in to Vivint at the same time. Part of the reason that I have been successful in this industry is because my arms were linked side by side with Adam. Unfortunately, it seemed like every day, no matter how many deals I got, Adam would get one more than I did. He would text me all throughout the day. If I was at 2, he would get 3. If I was at 4, he would get 5. So at the end of the summer, if I did 200, he would do 300. So if you were to ask Adam, like back in the early days, what was one of the main gauges for Adam's success? Beating me by 1. So I like to feel good about that, but maybe if you guys could find someone who's just like 1 less than you, and then beat him all summer, you'll have a great summer. So my first summer was 2006, knocking doors in Denver, Colorado, selling satellite with Adam. I have to tell you guys just a funny story about that summer. There's a day that Adam and I drove out to area together. He had an Audi, black, sweet rims, total Adam style. But unfortunately, that car was a piece of shit. It broke down all the time. Even though it looked cool, it was always breaking down. Well, one day we went out to area, and it broke down like right as we were getting to area. And so we called the tow truck, because we couldn't get it to work, whatever, and the tow truck was like, it's gonna be 2 hours. And right across the street, conveniently, was a movie theater. So we're like, oh, this sucks, we can't get to area, car's not working. We'll just go see a movie. So we went to the movie theater, that was a couple hours. Tow truck was still late. By the time the tow truck finally got there and took us back home, the day was completely shot. So, rookie summer, rookie mistakes, it's embarrassing. Adam would probably be pissed if he knew that I had told you that, but rookie year, that's what happens. Some things you just learn the hard way. Well, a couple weeks later, the car broke down again. We're like, dude, we can't do this again. We left the car, we found a neighborhood right by us, and we just went out. We just walked over there, we started knocking. We called the tow truck, told them to pick us up at 9 o'clock. When we finished the day at 9 o'clock, the tow truck picked us up and took us home. We both had awesome days. That was one of our best days that we had like of the summer. So guys, learn from your mistakes. Don't go to the movie theater. If your car breaks down, tow trucks will come at 9 o'clock. You don't have to have a car to go out and knock doors. So anyways, guys, good times. I'm stoked to be here with this group. Evolution is awesome. This is where I cut my teeth. Selling Smart Home. I sold Smart Home from 2008 until 2013. In 2013, that's when I finished law school. If I could go back, honestly guys, I practiced law for a couple years. If I could go back, I would have never gone to law school. I would have done just what you guys are doing. I would have stayed put right where I was at and kept building. I'd be just like Adam Nelson is right now. I'd have a huge downline, be working with people like you. So I'm set back a little bit. But it's not too late, it's never too late. I'm back, I'm building. I'm just building on the solar side now, so I'm stoked to be here with you guys. 2022 was an awesome year for solar. But we're just getting started, guys. I came on in January. You guys had already had the draft. Wasn't able to be here and be part of that. I hope to be more involved with the draft this year. But overall, we had some good success. So I want to give some shout outs. Show you guys what we did this year, just here in Evolution. Phenomenal year. You guys did 33,000 EFPs overall. And on those, of the markets that we had solar, I think, I did the math the other day with Cheyenne, it was like 17,000 of the accounts were in solar markets. And of those 17,000 accounts, 5,540 had leads generated. Give it up, guys. Thank you. Cheyenne's being more conservative. There's some markets that we didn't really get into solar until later in the summer. I'm throwing those in, but either way, you guys did awesome. There's still tons more opportunity. We left so much money on the table in solar. So it's only gonna get better from here. Of those leads, we closed 1,074 contracts signed, so about 20%, which is great, but it's gonna get better. So give it up for the closers. I have here with us Tyler, Blessing, Billy Miller, Jacob Perez, and Aaron Schneider. So then there's still other guys that made great contributions to that hopefully you guys will get to meet some other time. Of the 1,074 that we signed, 576 are at permits submitted. There's still more coming on that. Of the 149 that Robert Blessing sold in Colorado, most of those haven't even made it to permit yet, because in Colorado you can't submit for permit until you have utility interconnection approval. And so that's all just now coming through, and permits are starting to get submitted now. Same thing for Aaron. Aaron came into Colorado in August. So Aaron did 60 this summer, Robert Blessing did 149. That's like another 150 to 200 accounts that still haven't even made it to permits submitted yet. So we should clear 700 permits submitted this year. So back to what Evan Pack was saying earlier about realization rate, that is true. No one has stickier accounts in solar than we do right here. Because of you guys getting the smart home installed, we come in after you, we put solar in. Those are the accounts that make it through to the industry. That's one of the main differentiators. That's why anyone who wants to do solar, they need to be doing it right here with us. So guys that you've lost, we need to get them back home, and we need to have them be right here with us doing solar. So far we have 432 installed. Last year, you guys, Evolution did like 80 accounts that were sold and like 43 installed. The growth has been phenomenal and blown away. When I sat down with Cheyenne and I saw the numbers that you guys do in Smart Home and what had happened last summer, I was like, dude, Cheyenne, we're gonna clear 1,000 accounts. And Cheyenne's kind of like, you think so? Like, you think we'll actually do that? I'm like, I know we will. We're gonna hit 1,000 accounts. Because of you guys. You're the driving force behind the growth that we're seeing in solar. You guys are the ones that are out there pounding the pavement, knocking the doors, teeing up the leads for us. No way could we have had the success that we had without you guys. So I'm here to help you guys build and grow this program. You are our solar program. We're just piggybacking off of what you guys are doing. So I want to give some recognition for guys that set the pace this year. Here's where we were on solar sets. New Orleans, 202. Conroe, 208. Albuquerque, 214. Tyler, 224. Houston North, 255. Beaumont, 290. Greensboro, 208. Jacksonville, 522. Lady McCall, Colorado Springs, 523. Top teams in solar closes. Tampa, 43. Beaumont, 45. Greensboro, 47. Mobile, 53. Houston North, 51. Conroe, 55. Tyler, 47. Jacksonville, 64. And Colorado Springs, 146. So, guys, who am I missing?
The list is wrong. Houston North should be. Yeah, put Houston up there. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. Unless it's a typo. So, guys, my solar closers made good money. But remember, half of the commission on all of these solar closes was made by you guys. Raise your hand if you've made money in solar this year. Look around the room, guys. People are making money in solar. It is real. All of our accounts are not even installed yet. I know there's people in here that have deals that wanted to raise their hand and be like, oh, I haven't made money yet, Corey, but I know I have closes and they're coming. Like, deals are still coming, so you guys are making money in this too. Wanted to rank the top 5 setters by the deals that they closed. Blake Pennington, 59 leads, 17 closed. Keith Campbell, 80 and 21 closed. Josh Stark, 73 and 23 closed. Pete Randall, look at this, 46 leads and 25 closed. Quality leads. So there's something different about what Kate's doing on that. Super impressive. And then John Stevens, 105 and 37 closed. You guys have seen him already. Great job, John Stevens. 37 closed. Here's what happened on the solar side. These are the guys that were out there in the trenches with you, closing deals. Guys moving around, following you wherever you were going this summer. So this is how that 1,074, the bulk of it, breaks down. So I'm just showing you this so that when you go out and start doing preseason blitzes, and one of these names pops up as the closer that's assigned to you, that you know that they can close. We have a solid group of guys. They can execute. We did make mistakes last year. There's a ton of things that we learned, tons of things I would do different if we could go back, but the talent is there, the ability is there. We can close, get us in the door. Let's go grow this thing. So with that, I want to share a few things, just some key takeaways that I learned from this year. Do you guys agree? If you guys seen this, the reality, leads from Smart Home are best. You guys are the ones that are out there setting leads. Do you agree that the leads from Smart Home are best?
Yeah.
So this is what part of what Evan was talking about earlier that differentiates us and makes us different. When we had the slide about same-day solar, that's not that we're putting solar panels on the roof the same day. I wish, that would be amazing. The same-day solar aspect is the fact that solar is just part of your smart home. When you guys same day the smart home, we come in later and add solar, as far as that customer is concerned, they are signed up. If someone comes and knocks on their door and tries to pitch in solar, they're like, oh no, we already have Vivint, we're good. We're already set up, we have Vivint, like it's done, it's already installed. That's what we want to, that's like what makes our account sticky. That's how we make money, is getting accounts all the way through to install. So many companies out there, you go on Instagram, all the social media accounts, people posting all these crazy sales that they're getting in solar. They're like, oh yeah, closed 10 deals today, like making so much money. I made $1 million this week. Yeah, right, you guys. They're posting sales, they're not posting installs. They post Big Check Friday. They don't tell you that that's like a whole month's worth of pay. They don't tell you how many checks they got $0 waiting for their jobs to get installed before they finally got Big Check Friday. It's like you guys getting back-end checks. You busted your ass all summer long so you can have Big Check Friday in October. Same thing happens in solar. Leads from Smart Home are best though. That's how we make money. Get us in there after the tech is getting the smart home installed. This is something that is tricky for you guys to implement because it involves you being very strategic and adapting in your sales process. Solar attach rate is higher if pitched during smart home. What I'm getting at by this is how many of you this summer pitched your smart home, got them all signed up, and you're like, oh, I forgot to talk about solar. And so you ask them, you're like, hey, are you guys interested in solar by chance? And like, oh no, we're good. You're like, okay, never mind, not a big deal. We're not gonna get a whole lot of leads if we're doing that. For us to increase the attach rate on solar, we've got to find ways for you to integrate this all throughout your smart home sale from the beginning. Even if it's on the door approach, like I would love to hear ways that you guys have even started hinting at it on the door before you even get inside so that they know it's coming and it just becomes part of what we do. Solar is part of smart home. It's not something that we just attach on at the end. Let's find ways that it's part of the whole entire sales process. Sit rate is highest when smart home tech is still there. So many times if we schedule appointments out, you guys know this, you've done it. If you guys go out and knock, selling smart home, and customers are like, oh yeah, this sounds really cool, can you come back tomorrow? Come back at 4 o'clock tomorrow. You come back the next day, 4 o'clock, they're usually not even there, right? You guys do that in smart home, but then sometimes solar leads get teed up for us and we come the next day, it's the same thing. So the more that you guys can start getting the solar guys there while the tech is there, the higher close rate we're gonna see on solar. This is what I was hinting at earlier with Kate. Quality beats quantity. Had a lot of solar guys this summer that put a ton of miles on their car and spent a ton of time driving back and forth, chasing down leads wherever they were at. And sometimes they would show up and the customer's like, oh, this is solar? I didn't even know this is solar. I get it. You guys set up a free energy audit. That's cool. We had to start somewhere. These are some of the things that we learned this year. The solar guys, when we have no leads, if you can get us a free energy audit, we'll take it. So I'm not telling you this to like complain or say no more of that. Any leads that you can get to us, awesome. Keep them coming. more that you can step up the quality of the leads, the more that the people know what's coming, you set expectations, the higher the likelihood it is that they're gonna sit, the higher the likelihood it is that they're gonna close. So this is something that we'll keep working on this year. I'd love to see closers being part of the team. I came on in January. Most of you, I did not even know who you were. I've talked to tons of you over the phone. It's nice today to finally put a face to the names. So a lot of you, I had closers teed up. You went out to market, and then first day of summer, I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna be your closer. And he shows up first day, and you're like, hey, nice to meet you, dude. You're like, we're gonna be working together all summer. It works. Some of you took that, and you adapted, and you were locked and loaded, you linked arms, and you went and crushed it. Others of you were like, well, I don't really know this guy, we're really different personalities, it's gonna be difficult, it just is what it is. The more that we can stay ahead of that, if you guys wanna have more influence in who you're working with, we have plenty of time. It's now October, we have plenty of time to get ready for next summer. If there's someone that you want to be your closer, let's go get them. If they're at another company and you know they close well, let's find a way to recruit them. Let's get them here. I want the closers to be a part of your team, not just some random guy that's out there chasing down leads for you. You guys see this? This is the money that's been paid out already, not projected. We still have tons more installs to go. $1.3 million has already been paid out to people in this room for solar. Great job, guys. Now this one, I'm gonna have Cheyenne come up in just a minute. You still here, Cheyenne? Yeah. Okay, Cheyenne wanted to share just a couple of thoughts on this, but just kind of like set some expectations. You guys see on social media all these solar guys that talk about all the money that they make, and like, oh yeah, you should come over, like, I'm closing all these deals, there's so much money to be made in solar. Most of that, you guys, seriously, is bogus. There's people that make money in solar. There's money to be made for sure, but most people in solar are not making more money than the people right here in this room. You guys make phenomenal money in smart home. Then if we can tack solar on top of that, you are gonna blow the average solar closers that are out there, guys out knocking doors, selling solar for other companies. If you guys can sell smart home and make 50% of the money in solar tacked on top of your smart home, you will blow them out of the water. It's gonna change the game for recruiting. It's gonna change how we go out and start bringing people into our program. There's no reason that we can't be headhunting, sniping top solar people at other companies and getting them back here with us. Cheyenne, you want to come up for a second? You already have a mic or no?
Is there?
Yeah, you're good. Now here you go.
All right. Well, this is really cool. Wanted to go through with you guys because he kind of touched on it a little bit. But so last year, if you think about the company as a whole, we grew 17%, right, year over year. So we did about 28,000 accounts in 2021. We just broke 34,000 this year, by the way, clap for that, that's awesome. We had 10,000 accounts of our 34, about maybe 11,000 of our accounts where solar was an option. In those markets where there's 10,000, the reps in that location have currently been depositing 1.3 million, which is phenomenal, but it's half of what's going to get paid. But there's another opportunity that we're forgetting, or I guess not thinking about for our opportunity and earnings this year as well. Part of the solar at Vivint and the chances that we have to go produce it, it created, those margins are being utilized to create an opportunity in non-solar markets. If we pull in the non-solar markets, the other 14,000 accounts that we pulled in, for growing 17%, we added over $3 million of commission on top of the accounts that we currently are creating. So think about that. $3 million over that so far of people's back ends being increased, or earnings being increased, because we created a lead. We created an opportunity that created a lead. And I'm counting non-solar markets in that, because we would not have non-solar pay if we didn't have the solar opportunity that we have. So all of you that didn't participate in solar, you have the fact that we have solar in our division to thank for that. So give a round of applause that we have it. But this just right here is actually a rep summer that they experienced. So if you have a smart home rep that did 200 accounts and earns $157,000, their team does 400 accounts, they earn 32 grand in overrides on those 400 accounts. As a top 5 rep and closed solar leads, it earns another 70,000 on their solar leads that were closed. So 157 personal sales. He had recruits, he made 32 on his recruits. He made 70 on his solar closes, which is one of the best in our division. And he earned another 32 on solar overrides on his team alone. So what do we got there? I don't know what.
It's like 290.
290
Almost
grand.
double.
We had $100,000 added to the pay because of closed deals and his recruits closing deals, or his recruits creating leads, overrides that he generated, just by creating a lead. So the opportunity is incredible for us. We need to understand that's the highest paid position. I'm so grateful for Robert Blessing. Where's Robert Blessing, by the way? Hey, by the way, everybody clap for Robert Blessing. He's our top closer. He was with us last year when we did 80 closed accounts and 45 installed. I mean, he was here with us for like a month, but he's been so loyal. He's like, I want to be at Vivint. I know we have the advantage. I know there's going to be speed bumps. I'll ride it out with you. So now he comes back. He's our #1 closer in the market that we have a crazy long period of time for permitting before we start getting installs. So his installs are coming in now, but we are very grateful to you, Robert. And if there's any issues, I'm dead sick. You come, let me know so we can get you taken care of, because you've been more than patient for 2 years. But I love our closers, but this right here is 300 grand. And I don't know what our closers are going to end up making at the end of the day, but our highest paid position in this company, our highest paid position is smart home, taking advantage of the profits that we have. And I'm fine to say that, because that's what it is. That is what it is. I couldn't confidently say that last year because I hadn't seen the numbers. But you look at our managers who are doing smart home and they're creating, generating leads, that's where the income is. And whether that's with solar, or whether it's non-solar pay, or whether it's insurance that's coming, everything will be stacked on that. So you want to grow that program. That's your fuel to your engine. So, is that good? All right, thank you guys very much. We'll let Corey keep going here.
So I could go back to that slide and show you all the solar closers that I had and how many closes they had and do pay breakdown on that. I guarantee you this guy makes more money than almost all of those guys that are on that list. So most of your friends that have left and why they're doing solar, they talk about how this crazy money they're making. Guys, if you just stay put right where you're at, just keep your head down, double down on smart home, you already have access to solar. You can do it right here. You can make money on solar and make money on smart home. So you keep going, just keep doing exactly what we're doing right now. So this is something we discussed yesterday at a leadership conference with some of the executives for Vivint. Kind of changed my paradigm. So I hadn't put 2 and 2 together on this, and I was like, oh, there's no way I can go talk to these guys and not share this. Couldn't think of anything that could potentially be more game-changing to growing the amount of people that are in this room than putting into practice what you're about to see right here, okay? So what can be the best way to sell solar? Hopefully you guys already got that. What should be the answer to this? Best way to sell solar?
Sell smart home.
Huh? Tie it in with smart home, okay? Best way to sell solar by leading with smart home, okay? What can be the best way to recruit for smart home?
Sell solar.
By leading with solar. Okay, think about that for a second. What is this? What's being said here? Like, what could that mean? How could that apply to you growing your team?
You recruit all people who want to go to solar. you want to do smart home, and then you're gonna have more smart home, more solar, just.
Bingo. Yeah, so sure, we can go talk to people that are selling solar. We'd be like, yeah, come sell solar here, you can put it in front of me, and I'll have them close for you. Cool, that sounds great. I'm all for that. But more importantly, remember, you guys are the driving force behind our solar program. I would love to go get guys that are average, that are realizing solar wasn't what it was hyped up to be, and get them back here. We have an amazing solar program. Everybody that you know that's not here, that's at a solar company, after this week is over and you guys get back to recruiting, you need to put together a list of everybody who's at other solar companies. You need to say, hey, we're doing solar. Our solar is awesome. Can we go out to lunch sometime? I want to tell you about our solar program. And you come and you tell them how great we're doing in solar. And then you're like, and while you're here, I just want to show you this really quick too. Like, this is our solar guys. This is what kind of money they're making. And this is also how our smart home program works. They have misconceptions about smart home, the amount of money that you guys make, and things like residual and overrides and all the other aspects of your pay that no one's ever talked to them about. They got hyped up by crazy commissions on solar that were fake. They don't realize that there's great money to be made right here in smart home. Leverage solar to get them in the door, to meet with you, to get them signed up for smart home. I will support you guys in doing that. If you have someone that's really sold on solar, but they're not really doing super well, and you want to help get them in smart home, put them on the phone with me. I promise you, I'm not going to recruit them to come do solar with me, especially if they're average and not doing well in solar. I don't want to pair them up to be the closer for you when you go out in December. I want to help you get them signed up to come back and sell smart home and grow your team. So do not forget this. There'll be a lot of things that are shared with you today, not just from my training, all the other trainings. Please do not forget this. Set a goal, put a reminder in your phone right now. Like, I don't care, plug your phone, put it in your calendar, write in your book, whatever. After this meeting, write down a list of everybody you know that is doing solar. Get them to come meet with you to talk about our solar program so you can get them signed up to sell smart home. Okay?
Hey, Cord, what?
Yes.
So they come in and do smart home. What if they recruit somebody over? Are you gonna talk about that does solar?
I can't hear you very well, Shane, sorry.
What if they recruit somebody over that ends up being a closer for you?
They can make override on that too.
Everybody needs to understand that as well.
Did you guys hear what Cheyenne said? So I would much rather have most of the solar guys that are out in the industry that aren't really that crazy good in solar anyway. Most of those guys, I'd rather have them working for you, and you will make override. If we can get them back home and get them making smart home, there's money to be made just in recruiting. So that's going to be plan A. If that doesn't work, then if they just only want to do solar, and we do want to work with them, and they are good enough to be paired up to be a closer on your team, you can make overrides from the solar side as well. There's money to be made there too. Okay? All right. So guys, we have. All right. I'm gonna pause here for a second. We have like a little more than 15 minutes. You guys are hungry, okay? I know you want to go to lunch. I'm hungry as well. I did not want to come up here and talk about solar for the whole entire time that I'm here. I'm going to change gears for a minute. I've been in this industry in some form or another since 2006. I knew I was coming up right after Evan Pack. I knew that Evan Pack was going to talk to you guys about solar. I know that at the end of the day, smart home is number one. Smart home's like, that's where we want to be. That's what you guys want to be talking about is smart home. You didn't come here to hear about solar the whole entire day. I want to change gears, and I want to talk to you about why I feel like any of us in this industry can be successful, and what I believe is the number one driving force behind being successful in door-to-door sales. So if you could, bear with me for like 15 more minutes, pull out your notes. I'm going to share with you some things that if you can convey this to all the reps on your team, we will have more growth next year than we have this year. This is what has the greatest impact on your success in this industry. A lot of what I'm going to talk about is nothing that's probably new to you guys, but I'm going to present it to you in a way that I hope kind of changes your paradigm and gives you a different way to look at things, okay? It's called your way of being. Right now, everyone in this room has a particular way of being. For me right now, it's hungry. That's my way of being. I want to go eat something, okay? You're probably feeling the same as me. Your way of being is always present. That is what has the greatest impact on what you're doing. What we're doing is we all want to be successful. I want to be successful in solar. You want to be successful in smart home. So to talk to you about how your way of being is the biggest determinant in whether or not you are successful. Here's how you can break down and describe your way of being. You can help your reps, especially rookie reps who have never been in this industry before, reps who have worked 9 to 5 jobs and haven't had to deal with focusing their mind and dealing with the mental struggles that are involved with this industry. If they don't understand this, they're going to hit a wall and they're going to fall on their face. Your way of being is how you act based on your state of mind at a point in time in reaction to a stimulus or a lack thereof. For example, a stimulus right now could be that you're hungry. There's times when we're hungry, and we get over it, and we push through. Once a month, I fast. I don't eat any meals for 24 hours. Why? Because I'm able to get control of my state of mind and push through that. There's all kinds of examples in this industry where we're out on the doors, and there's some stimulus, whatever it is, that can greatly impact what happens to us that day. Like the story I shared with me and Adam when the car broke down. That was a stimulus. The first time the car broke down, we were like, this really sucks. Guess today's a failure. Let's go watch a movie. That day was a total loss, right off. Next time it happened, we did not make that mistake. We learned our lesson. The stimulus in that point of time, we put it aside. We found a way to go work through the circumstances, and we were successful despite it. Guys, your way of being has a huge impact on your success in this industry. But circumstances are real. We like to say, oh yeah, like I can be successful, I can overcome circumstances. Circumstances don't impact me. They do. They're always going to be there. They're always going to have some type of a role. What's more important is that we find ways to control our state of mind, which impacts our way of being, and overcome the circumstances. They're always going to be present, and the circumstances can impact who you are and what's happening in your mind, okay? If all rookie reps could understand this, that your way of being can produce outcomes regardless of circumstances, they would crush it in this industry. So many rookies struggle because they let circumstances drag them down and ruin their day. This is a picture of Sterling Clark. How many of you have golfed with Sterling Clark before? Okay, I have. He's insanely good at golf. Is Sterling in here? Hopefully he's not out golfing right now. Most of the courses are closed, so I highly doubt that's what he's doing, but I've seen Sterling get a hole-in-one before. I've played the same course, same sand bunkers, same greens, all the circumstances that I complain. I'm like, man, I would have crushed that if it wasn't for that sand bunker. Oh, I would have done so good if the green would have been smoother. I have all kinds of excuses as to why my golf game is awful. I'm not a good golfer. And I blame it on everything else all around me. The clubs, the weather. I have all kinds of excuses as to why I can't golf. I'll play the same course with Sterling, and he'll just totally crush it. Sterling has a way of being when he's on the golf course. Just his mentality, his focus, his preparation, the fact that he's practiced and put in the time before he got there, the fact that he can control his state of mind and pursue and persist through whatever the obstacles and circumstances are, he's going to crush it on the golf course, no matter what course it is. His way of being overcomes whatever circumstances he's faced with that day. If we can implement this in whatever circumstances it is that we're dealing with, including solar, we had tons of obstacles this past year in solar. I'm happy we did 1,000, but we fell short on what our potential was. We could have done so much more. A lot of you probably feel the same way about your results. Yes, we're stoked, we're celebrating, we're happy with what we did, But all of us, if we look back, like, man, if I would have done that different, we could have done this many. If I would have done that different, I could have hit this pay level. So much of what happened last year could have been different if we could have had more control over our way of being and navigated circumstances differently and had amazing production outcomes despite circumstances. Do not ever let circumstances be the excuse for why you didn't get to where you wanted to be. Do you guys see why this is what I want to share with you? Raise your hand if this is one of the most important things that you see in this industry. Do you agree that this is a huge impact on success for our rookie reps? Okay. I know I'm not teaching you anything that you don't already know. Most of you are like, dude, Corey, I already read this. I already read James Allen. You guys read As a Man Thinketh. This is none of, I can take no credit for any of this stuff. I've read it in books. Some of it I've learned the hard way. But I could not think of anything more important than reminding us that persisting through setbacks, getting past the setbacks, navigating the circumstances, that's what's going to make us successful. Despite the circumstances, we push through. I'm going to give you guys a definition of leadership that maybe you haven't seen before. Hopefully you've all read some form of leadership book that's given some type of definition for leadership. This might be new. I was just introduced to this last month, and it changed my paradigm. Leadership is the creation of future that fulfills on the needs of others. Think about that for a second. We've had a phenomenal year. We're celebrating. Tomorrow is the beginning of the future of next year, 2023. It's right around the corner. We're going to leave this event, and we're going to go start creating what's coming next. The leaders in the room, our job is to fulfill on the needs of those that are counting on us. That's why we're in the roles that we are. We're going to go recruit people who are counting on us to fulfill their needs, to help make sure that they're successful in this industry. I never looked at my role as a leader as a creator. So it caused me to pause and reflect, like, okay, what am I creating? So think about that as you start setting your goals, figuring out what am I going to do next year. If you can do it based on fulfilling the needs of others and creating the future, that's how you're going to be successful as leaders. Here's the definition of creation. The act of bringing something into existence. Our success next year is non-existent if you don't create it. We are the driving force of creation. That's what we do. We are creators. Doesn't exist until you guys make it happen. Creation is always happening, though. It's not like if we just don't do anything that nothing's going to happen. Creation is going to happen. Is creation going to happen to you? Or are you going to be the driving force of creation? There's a lot of stuff that happened in solar for me last year that were things where I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't see it coming. I wasn't ahead of it. I didn't create properly to be aware that that was coming and make sure I navigate it and tackle it. I didn't create, and I got punched in the face. Probably happened to you guys. There's certain things that happened where you were the result of the creation of something else that impacted you. If we could get our reps to be the cause of creational impact on their sales, that would be awesome. If you guys can be the cause of creational impact on your team, that's how you'll be successful as smart home managers. To take that to the next level, powerful, not just creational leadership. Creational leadership is going to happen in some form or another. It's going to happen. Powerful creational leadership is what we want to have. We want to see huge results. This is how you get powerful creation. It starts with deliberate and defined intentions. This is just a more technical term of what you guys call your why, or your goals. But when I think of goals, I see goals as like, well, that's the outcome, that's the result that I'm trying to accomplish. Behind goals, behind like the end result, is what's ingrained in people's way of being. It's their intentions. So when someone says, yeah, I want to sell 200 accounts this summer, That's awesome. That's the goal. But I want to break that down. I want to know, like, why? Why do you want to do 200 accounts? I want to know the deliberate and defined intentions, because if there are none, they are not going to hit 200 accounts. If I say, why is your goal 200? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? And like, oh, like, we're going to have a baby next year, and I want to, like, buy a house. Like, I'm tired of living in apartments. I want to make sure that my wife has a nice home that she can live in. We want to have a baby's crib that's there. I want to have this much money we can put down on a down payment on our house. I want to have this much money that I'm going to invest. I'm going to do this and that. The more that you can have your intentions deliberate and defined, the more likely you are to have powerful creation. As leaders, don't just say, oh, next year I'm going to do 2,000 accounts. What are your intentions? What are you trying to accomplish by getting there? That's how you make powerful creational leadership. We only have 5 minutes to go, guys. But this slide right here, if you can make sure your notes are ready, please write this down. If you have a chance to meet one-on-one with a sales rep who's complaining about how bad last year was and having a hard time coming back this year, please talk to them about this. A past-derived future limits creation. If someone says, yeah, I don't really want to go back out this summer because I'm not really that good of a salesman. I don't really want to go back out this summer because I don't know if it is this or that or whatever. Like, this happened, that happened, whatever. Like, anything that's in the past. A past-derived future completely stops creation. You even stop thinking about the future. All you can think about is what happened last year, last month, yesterday. Past-derived future. It's garbage. An intentional derived present. Identify the intentions. Live right now, and let's start looking to the future. Yes, we're celebrating the successes of what we had last year, but last year's behind us. I am so stoked to be here working with you guys. I have some intentions that I want to share with you. I'll get there in just a minute, but intentional creation begins and is revealed through language. So, when we talk about an intentional derived present, right now you guys have things going through your mind. Language. All creation starts with language. Identify what is happening in your mind, what's happening in the mind of your sales reps, and know that that's where creation begins. Everything begins in your mind. If you can identify the language that is stimulating the creation that's happening, get control of it, and then commit to it. I call it integrity. Do what you say what you do. You can call it commitment, you can call it whatever you want. If you can have good intentions and commit to your intentions with integrity, we will be crazy successful in this industry. So, in wrapping up, you guys, I want to share with you my intentions as solar partner for this region. I would love to be on the same page with you guys. I would love to be completely arms linked so that you guys know why I'm here, what I'm building, what we are building, what we're working on together. Here's my intentions that I want to live up to with integrity as I work with you guys. I mean this 100%. Smart home growth is number one. I am not here to recruit your guys to come work for me in solar. I do not want that. You are the driving force. You are the lead gen. The more that I can do to help you recruit smart home people, you let me know. If you need help recruiting someone who's stuck on solar, but they're not being successful there, and you need them to sell smart home, put me on the phone with them. I'll break down their pay scale. I'll tell them all the reasons that solar is not the right fit for them. You tell me why they need to be with your team, why smart home is a good fit for them. I will help you get them to smart home. I'm not here to take guys away from smart home and switch them to solar. It's not why I'm here. Smart home growth is number one. My program is 100% dependent on what you guys do in smart home. My goal is to add solar to every possible smart home account you sell. I want to create a smart home and solar program that is industry best, support you in retaining smart home reps that you have, and help you recruit solar reps from other companies. First, let's get them, if we can, let's get them in smart home. If we can't, we'll put them in solar. You can make override that way. These are my intentions, you guys. You have my word. My intentions, my integrity. This is why I'm here. If you guys are okay with this, and you want to work with me, Will you give me a round of applause? I am here because we have a CEO who's, I'm linked arms with him. Smart home includes solar. I'm here because of Cheyenne. Just evolution in and of itself. Evolution occurs when we adapt. Solar is happening all around us, you guys. We've been crushing it in smart home. If we want to keep crushing it in smart home, we have to be willing to adapt. We have to be willing to include solar as part of doing smart home. Evolution is adapting. I haven't talked to Shane about this yet, but notice I use green. So red's awesome. It'd be really cool if we could like switch it, just like go green for the year. I'm not gonna do it. I didn't even talk to Cheyenne, but evolution is going green this year, you guys. We're going green. Are you okay with evolution going green? We're going solar. We're going green, okay, you guys? Like, let's blow this up. Let's go create the future. Let's link arms and let's make solar awesome. Thanks for coming.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Corey.